Hi Virgos, this is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to your July 2025 Psychic Love Prediction. We are going to ask Spirit today what is going on around you, what is happening in your life, what's coming towards you. Use these readings to manifest a love that you are worthy and deserving of, or to confirm a love that's come into your life. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to anybody that's new. I will be using some charms and some initials, so we will be pulling those as well. But let's see what our spirit guides have for us today. Spirit, I call upon you for some loving messages for my Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is it that you have for us today for the month of July? What is coming towards us? Can you confirm a connection? Can you give us guidance? I am listening for you now. I have the emotional, okay, water energy. So I feel this overflow of emotion. All right, so the emotions are flowing. There's something, they're saying it was more of a, either purging energy, maybe something is coming out from these emotions, and maybe it's a healing energy that I've finally gotten rid of something. But sometimes when we fall in love with somebody new, believe it or not, we have a lot of healing at the same time, because we are able to really realize that we're in the present. We have a lot to look forward to. We're filled with hope, and we can really let some of those old wounds go. So it was definitely a purging feeling. So I'm definitely removing something from myself that I need to let go of. I have redemption. That came into me as standing tall. Okay, it came into me more as you don't have to redeem yourself, Spirit just said. You just have to be yourself. But it felt like if I just keep my head up, hold my head up high, and do the right things, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. So that's really, it's just like be strong energy. Spirit, please share with me. And I have the soul journey, and you can see this big, beautiful eye, like your third eye opening. So are you ready to start a new journey? Are you ready to open up yourself to this journey? So something is going on around you. Can I have the bottom of the deck, please, Spirit? Stagnation. I want to move. So maybe you feel like I'm not moving. Maybe you feel like I'm just, nothing is happening. Nothing, whether it's in a relationship or you or your energy. Just remember that you may feel like you're stagnated, but we're always in motion. The universe is always moving. And sometimes what Spirit wants for you is a pause. Sometimes Spirit wants you to be exactly where you are in this moment in time, and they're not quite ready to pick you up and put you where they want you. So we have to look at those pauses in our life as, think of it as the breaststroke. If you swam, you do your arms and then you come up, you breathe, like you got to take those breaths sometimes. So if Spirit is having you pause, it's okay. It's where you're supposed to be. Spirit, please share with me. What is it that you have for us? I have the High Priestess. I have a Three of Cups. I have a Three of Wands. And I have a Seven of Wands. So they have some key words in this deck. So they're saying valor, right? Valor, VALOR, virtue, abundance, and then the High Priestess. So the Three of Cups, of course, the sense of abundance coming in, but it was also an abundance of emotion. So I'm going to go with that I feel love. I feel love. I feel intuitively that love is here. I could be feeling that this is the right one. I could be starting to realize that I just met the person of my dreams. But it's almost like I just turned on the spigot, like I just turned on the faucet, and maybe I didn't think that the water was going to flow when I turned it on, and then all of a sudden it started to flow. If you've ever fallen in love and you're wondering, why am I crying? Because you're happy, because sometimes it feels surreal. Sometimes you don't want it to go away. And sometimes you're realizing that, you know, everything you've been manifesting, everything that you've been wanting has arrived. So it is this feeling of, I don't know, a moment in time, I guess. You know, it can be emotional falling in love, of course. Every time you look at this person, you're happy. You're happier than can be, but your eyes are all watery, right? You're like, why am I crying? I have a lover's card. You're ready to meet your lover. If you haven't already, you're ready to meet your soul connection. Look at the little Cupid striking. And I want to hold you in my arms energy. There's a really strong, oh, my hands are tingling. There's a really strong feeling of this is the one. So it's, you know, if you're asking yourself, is this the one? I'm going to say this is the one. Okay. So that soulmate energy that comes into us and we question, is this the one and only? Is this the, you know, person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with? So it did come into me as this is the one. So I'm going to grab that. I have strength. I have a 4 of Wands. And it says perfected work. This is the bees, a bees tarot, and these are all about bees working together. Perfected work, 4 of Wands. But that is my celebration card. That is my wedding card. That is my foundation. That is my future with you card. So you can see this sense of, I think I just found the right one. I do. I feel like if it hasn't arrived yet, just manifest along with me today. But it did feel like I just found the right one. And this looks like the queen bee, the way it's drawn. I have a 6 of Pentacles, and the key word is success, which is interesting. So how about just a successful relationship? I like the 2 keys. I have a key to your heart. You have a key to my heart. But I think that we don't want just a relationship. We want a successful relationship. We want to give and take. We want somebody to be there for us. We want somebody to be in this connection with us. I do feel a very giving heart. I will say that. I just felt that this person would give you the shirt off their back. This person is, they're saying all in. This person is all in. I don't know how you're going to feel, but this person has already made up their mind that they really want to be in a relationship with you. So this is somebody who you've captured their heart already. Spirit, please share with me. I have Magick, the number 34. Definitely believe in the magic. I have self-love, the number 7. And I have it's unfolding. I love the word unfolding. The number 2. So is this unfolding now? You know, self-love is all about what you attract. When you love yourself and you're happy, you attract that. So it could be you've been working on that. I've been working on loving myself. I've been taking better care of myself. And then lo and behold, here comes, you know, this magical person, this magical moment. And the unfold to me is more of it goes at its own pace, that I don't have to rush things, that it's going to end up where it's supposed to. And I don't have to try so hard. So I guess just let it unfold, you know, and I think that that's a good way to look at it. Let's get some initials. Let's see. First initials, last initials. Now, some of you may see your name spelled, their name spelled, if you are in a connection that you're looking for some confirmation today. So I do have these beautiful dice. I'm going to get a big handful of these and we will see what we have. Okay, get a couple more. One jumped out. It was the letter H. The letter H landed on the floor. So I just want you to know the letter H is out there too. I have an X. I have a Y, I have a U, a J, F, I. Okay. I have another H, Z. I have an M, an E, an N, an A, and the letter P. Okay. So some of you that, if you don't see your person's initials, it doesn't mean this reading isn't for you. They're just some clues, like every card. Okay. So you take with you what connects to you. But I know a lot of you really do like the initials. And if you don't like the initials, just zoom past them. Do a little fast forward on your computer. But I do like to use them. Okay, Spirit, please share with me. Tell me more. Is this the one? Is this what we've been waiting for? Is this the magical union? It does come into your life, you know, when you love yourself the most, is how I feel. You're in a transformation. Okay. Through pain and tragedies, I rise up like a phoenix rising. You could have been going through, I'm not the same person that I was when I was with so-and-so. I felt insecure. I was this, I was that. You're not the same person today. And you could feel like a completely different person. You could be like, I am definitely not the same person. A commitment. Somebody wants to come into your life. Honor, loyalty, trust. I want a future with you. Take my hand and let's walk this journey. And I feel like this person is coming into your life after you have changed. You've changed. And that's what they see in you. They see these beautiful changes in you. I have a battle. We were on different pages. We weren't seeing eye to eye. A little bit of a battle of the sexes. So maybe your past relationship, we just weren't on the same page for a long time. Maybe one person wanted a commitment, one person didn't. But what they're trying to bring you now is somebody who does want a commitment. I have growth, leveling up, expanding. You've grown. And that's what they're going to see in you. They're going to see this growth. They're going to see this. They're saying almost like this sense of an opportunity, like possibilities, opportunities, seeing where we're going. Not listening, inconsiderate, always thinks that they were right. So we had somebody's energy who didn't put this connection first, or you first. And I feel like Spirit's letting you know, like, you've grown since then. Like, that is not what is being put in front of you today. So sometimes we just got to go through those kind of phases in our life. We've got to learn those lessons. We've got to pick the wrong one, so to speak. I have spotlight. All eyes are on you. So whoever this is, they're putting you in the spotlight. They can't take their eyes off of you, is how I feel. I feel like they are excited to be with you. I feel like they definitely can see a future with you. They're saying they want you by their side and they don't want to ever let you go. So it's the person who falls in love with you and decides that no one is going to ever make me feel the way that you do. And I want you by my side is how it came into me. So that is gorgeous. I have bottom of the deck. I have traditions. Gorgeous. I have moral values and family roots. How about I want to start our own traditions? I want to celebrate together. I want to be with you through the holidays. I want to be with you through everything, good, bad, and ugly. So this person definitely is looking to share a life with you. And it is just this feeling of take my hand, you know, take my hand in marriage, take my hand and walk this journey. You know, just be with me. Let's see what sign they might be. Spirit, please share with me. What sign could they be? Sun, moon, rising. I could have a Cancer, a Gemini. I could have a Virgo, Sagittarius. I could have a Leo energy. So we'll keep our eyes open for those. Tell me about their personality, Spirit, anything about their personality or anything about them. Maybe we'll get some confirmations. See what they say. I have them a little bit old-fashioned. I think old-fashioned in the sense of I have morals and values. I think that old-fashioned in the sense that I like to do the right thing, or I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm going to be loyal to you. You know, is that old-fashioned or is that just a really good person? So you've got somebody who they're saying that they like older things. They could like things like antique cars. They could like things like, I like historical homes. I like older homes for the architecture. So they could like going to antique stores, antique shopping. But I'm going to go with the antique cars for some reason, or they're even saying antique planes. Like they may have a lot of knowledge on, historical planes, like fighter planes. I know that sounds weird, but if somebody out there that connects to, I want to know. But it felt like I know I can name, like, I don't know, old planes, you know, like that's something that I know about. I have a beard. Maybe I have facial hair. So somebody might have facial hair. I'm very empathic. Okay. I'm very empathetic to what's going on in your life. I pick up on your vibe. I feel what you feel. So that could be you. That could be them. Okay. That empathy coming through. I have a performer. Okay. A little bit of a spotlight energy we had a moment ago. Maybe they do something. Maybe part of their career or part-time is having to do with something on stage. Singer, performer, band. I have stingy. Okay, keeping their money to themselves. So that might be something we want to take a look at. You know, doesn't mean that they have to pay for everything, but they have to be generous also. I have a strong jawline, okay, like more of a chiseled face for masculine energy. I have trade, stock markets, Bitcoins. I trade, stock market, military background. Maybe that's why I was interested in fighter jets. History. Maybe they like, you know, there's a lot of people that like Civil War history, or they like World War II history movies, things like that. So maybe they're just a history buff. You know, could be as simple as that they're just overall, they watch the History Channel all the time. I have skinny, okay, in shape. Maybe they are working out. Maybe it's important to stay thin to them or in shape. I have dominant. I don't know if they're a dominatrix, but they maybe they think they are. Maybe they think that, you know, when they're physical with you, that they have some playful moves, but maybe it's just for fun. But I'm not feeling whips and chains. I'm not feeling that. This person's a little old-fashioned for that. I have picky. They're not going to date somebody that they don't want to be with. I have an officer. Okay, officer in the court, officer in a corporation, CEO, vice president, CFO. I have thin lips. Okay. And bottom of the deck, I have kinky. So I've got somebody, I think this is a joke. I think it's I wish I could do these things, but I don't. I think it's somebody who it's kind of a joke between the two of you. I'm just going to say it that way. All right, let's see what else they're saying. Spirit, please share with me loving messages. Where are we headed with this person? Emotions are flowing. Take my hand. A very giving heart. Tell me about this picky. Somebody is picky. I have a King of Swords. They've made up their mind. This is an extra card in this deck. It's called the Happy Squirrel, the Flying Squirrel. Yeah, there's something going on with me with the planes. Maybe this person's a pilot, works for the airlines. There's something going on. Maybe I've got to travel to see this person. Maybe I've got to get on a plane, or this person's going to get on a plane to see me. So there's something going on with me in this reading about planes for sure. I have a son. It's a new beginning. It is a new beginning. I will tell you the little red flag is jumping out at me. So maybe the stingy or maybe the kinky talk isn't something you're interested in. And you kind of just, work on that with them. Just say it's not funny, but maybe there's a little red flag that comes up. Doesn't mean that it's not going to be wonderful. I don't think anybody's perfect, but maybe there is some kind of little red flag that comes up and you're like, I better take a closer look at this. And I have a Magician. They're sharing that this person has a lot to offer. I also feel this incredible sense of travel. This person wants to travel. Maybe it's part of their job. Maybe they are, they plan trips around what they do, or they're an influencer and they travel for their channel, but it did feel like I travel a lot. I will say that. I have a 7 of Cups, and I'm going to say that this person can probably be with a lot of different people. They're probably very attractive. They're probably very personable, something like that. But they're choosing you, and they're wanting to be with you. So they've weeded through all the other people that they could be with, but none of those people were you. So there's something about you that makes it, there's something special about you and something that stands out. And, usually the person, hold on. Sorry about that. I needed a drink of water. I didn't want to cough in the camera. So, all right, I'm all better now. I was saying there's something special about you, and people fall in love with somebody that it's different than anything they've ever had before. So they're recognizing something in you that they've never found before. And whatever it is, they are liking it. So let's get some charts. Let's see what the charms are saying. These are going to be intuitive. So I'm just going to see what jumps out at me. Now, sometimes we get some kind of really neat confirmations or some clues. So here is my bowl. And let me just go over here. And I'm going to go like this. Let's see what they have for us today. That's a cool charm. I don't remember seeing that one. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go with the stars and the moon and this kind of pentacle energy, but it feels like I'm very spiritual. I'm going to put the dream with that. I feel that I believe in probably not religion as much as spirituality. Probably I like to talk about the universe and the creator or spirit or things that are just more kind of universal. So that could be how we just talk. We do both believe, but I don't know if we're both like devout churchgoers, something like that. But it just felt that we're spiritual, and I'm going to say we're both on the same page with some of those things. So that feels good. Here's the uniqueness with the snowflake. So no two snowflakes are alike. I feel like you do stand out. That they see you as unique. You're special. You're not like everybody else, they just said. And there's something about you that you've captured their attention, that you are holding their attention and they don't want to let it go. Here's the key to my heart. Okay. Let's see. This is interesting because I'm going to put the umbrella and the snowstorm. It feels like a snowstorm. It feels like it's kind of wet, sloshy snowstorm. It's not like beautiful, soft snowflakes. It's kind of like half rain, half snow. And it was a combination of, when it rains, it pours. I was left out in the cold. It's miserable outside energy. So I'm going to say when all of those feelings pass, that's when this love comes in. So it's I'm not in a good place energy. It's the sloshy snowstorm energy is how I feel. Maybe I'm over here eating cupcakes. I'm filling my face with bonbons because I just want it to all go away. So I could be struggling with getting over somebody. I could have just been hurt by somebody and not feeling good about myself. So I just feel like it was in a bad place. But the good news is you'll pull yourself out of that and you'll be, in a better place. This is the wise bunny from the Alice in Wonderland. So now he runs around with the clock. He runs around with the little watch. So I'm going to say it's time. I'm going to say there's something connecting to it's time. Like he's got a message for you, that little guy. And maybe it's Spirit's way of saying, like, I've got the watch. I've been looking at the watch and we know that you've been waiting, or know you've been waiting for a confirmation. So I'm going to say it's time. I'm going to say something like that. Okay, this is way out there. I have a black and white cow, and it came into me as chocolate milk. So don't ask me. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. Somebody who, believe it or not, like a little kid, loves chocolate milk, still makes chocolate milk, maybe even buys chocolate milk. But maybe they have a certain type of syrup that they like, a Hershey syrup or Quick. They're still putting Quick in their milk, but it came into me as chocolate milk. So if you know somebody who likes chocolate milk, it could be your person. I do have a bulldog. And they're using the word rough more than anything, like kind of a rough exterior. It's almost like a bad boy image to me. It's like somebody with a kind of isn't quite clean shaven, is a little bit scruffy. Sometimes it doesn't really matter. Spirit's saying, they're saying they don't really care what shirt they're wearing, who's looking at me anyways at times. So there was a little bit of a roughness that came in to me. Just with this kind of divine masculine energy. And I think that they don't really care what other people think. I'm not to say they don't look great other times, but like sometimes I feel like they're like, who's going to see me? I'm going to Home Depot, who's going to see me? So there's a little bit of a rough side to this it's a divine masculine energy with that bulldog. I laughed at this little charm because it has the tail and the cat actually moves. And I laughed because I don't remember seeing that. So it looks like a happy cat. If that tail can move, that tail is going back and forth. So I have somebody who has a very happy cat. Looks like maybe a ginger cat, tabby cat, something like that. Could be a black cat. Maybe I have one of each. So definitely have some animals in our lives with those clues. So we're going to put these aside, but those were your charms. I love the charms, and each of my bowls have different charms in them. And that I don't think I've ever seen that cat charm, so that was kind of cute, fun. Let's see when. They said it's time. Is this the one? I feel like this is the one. I don't know what was going on with the planes. That was kind of interesting. Maybe this person can drive a plane. Time to reflect. Okay. Don't eat too many cupcakes. The cupcakes, I feel like, you know what? Oh, if you're like me, that's the first thing I would go to if I was upset. Like, just give me some cookies and cupcakes, right? I have after a big change. Okay, so that makes sense with the snowy, you know, the miserable weather. So after a big change, this person's coming in. I have in the next 5 to 6 months. I have April, could be a birthday month. I have July. Well, July's right around the corner. Look for the fireworks. I'm just asking Spirit, like, what did it feel like when I first met this person? And I feel like I did probably feel fireworks. I probably was, there's something special about you, either, you know, one side or the other. I'm going to say fireworks, you know, it's whether, you know, you blew my head off or not. I think I was pretty impressed. You know, it's interesting because of the way they said like scruffy and rough. It's maybe you meet them at a time or a place when they definitely weren't expecting anybody to meet them. Like, you know, it's not like a first date where they were all polished and their clothes are perfect and their hair is perfect. You know, it might be just, I met them, you know, just like coming and going, you know, and your first impression of them was like, you still were impressed, you know? So can you imagine if they had cleaned themselves up? So, but I don't think they care. I really don't. I think that, you know, like this is what it is, you know, somebody knows who they are and they're not out to impress anybody. Spirit just said they're definitely not out to impress anybody. So they probably have a lot to offer and they don't have to impress anybody at this stage in their life. Spirit, please share with me. I admit that I am obsessed with you. So I feel like after this, wow, it turns into like, why am I thinking of you? And I haven't stopped thinking of you since the moment I saw you. Or did they feel the same way I did? You know, sometimes when you meet somebody and you have that great chemistry, you're kind of like, was that just on one side or was that mutual? So I can tell you that it's going to be mutual. I'm so in love with you and we do have a future. So this is the one. This person's going to be there. It's almost like this person's some kind of character, you know, like this person's just got like this, like a lot going on, a lot big personality. I don't know, but they just said they will become the center of your universe and you will become the center of their universe. So there's this sense of center of my universe energy. So whoever this is, they're going to put you first. So that feels good. Take my hand and let's start this journey. I just felt a truck. Also, I just felt like I own a big dark truck. So that could be, or big dark, excuse me, big dark car, like an SUV, something like that. I'm guarded from my past and I want to trust. I feel like we push through that. I don't think that lasts very long. If it does, it kind of, maybe that's that little red flag that comes up in the beginning, but I'm not feeling like somebody has like an avoidant personality. If anything, I think this person is kind of holds a big presence. They hold a big space. Whether they are a big person, they could be a big person. They could just be, you know, a very big individual. And I feel like their presence holds space. They know who they are. They almost command space in a sense. So pretty strong energy. I've been holding back my true feelings. I want you to know. And one more, please, Spirit. I love your smile and making you laugh. So the silly things that you do, the silly things that they do. So that feels good. I always love, I've had feelings for you longer than you know, they said. So this person maybe has a little bit of a secret crush. There could be somebody out there a little bit, I've had feelings for you for a while now. Maybe take it to the next level for some of you. We're going to put this out into the universe. I feel like I have a character. I don't know who this person is, but whoever it is, I feel like they're definitely holding your attention. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. If you are new to my channel, please remember to hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Comment below, claim it, own it, it's yours. If anyone would like to book a private reading with me, please check out my website, KathyMamolen.psychicmedium.com. Also, check out my other 2 YouTube channels, my Pick a Card channel and my Twin Flame Soulmate channel for some additional love readings. I hope you enjoyed your reading today, and we'll see you all again in another Love Messages real soon.